Stefsonabudget. We are going to get down to business today. I'm excited for this video. It is going to be our December debt update. And then I just had a few things that I want to talk to you guys about. So you'll see, I just wanted to highlight this because this just had me in my feels here getting ready to do my debt update. This sticker came from Liz over at Liz and Less, and her signature saying consistency, not perfection. And that couldn't be more true, my friends. Not every payday, budget, whatever it is you're working on, not everyone is going to be a winner. And that's okay as long as we keep coming back. I know we're coming into the beginning of the year, and there's a lot of new budgeters out there trying this for the very first time. It takes several months for most people, you guys, and of course, unless you just have an abundance of income and you just never budgeted, and then usually that's a little bit easier. But most of us in this community are not in that situation, hence why we're all here, usually paying off debt, working on savings, new to investing, that sort of thing. So it takes a couple of months to really, work out all the kinks and find your niche and really get into the flow. So if you're new to budgeting 2024, or you're trying something new, just be patient, be kind to yourself. Consistency, not perfection, friends. So a couple of things. I wanted to go over our December debt update. Obviously, I wanted to review some financial goals for 2024 that we're going to be working on. And then also I wanted to run something by you guys and get your thoughts and opinions. So to start, let's go ahead and jump in our December debt update. So let me zoom you in a bit, friends. Okay, we are looking at the debt payment plan. This is a principle that comes from the Budget Moms Workbook. And so we're just going to continue on with this one. Let's do blue. That sounds good. Okay. So first and foremost, I have my debts listed out over here on the payment plan side, and it has our December starting balances, our interest rates, our minimum payments. We are going to figure out how much we paid towards each debt in December and figure out where we are. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll stick around through 2024 to see what we can accomplish. We started 2023 actually with about $94,000 in debt, but we purchased a new vehicle kind of earlier in the first quarter of the year. So we have been working on $122,819 of debt this year. I started the Budget Mom Paycheck Method in 2020, and we paid off a lot of debt that first year, saved for a down payment on our first home, purchased that home, and then I will say that home ownership for us, we really accumulated a lot more debt once we purchased our home. I kind of see that tends to be the story I hear on other budgeter channels. We definitely kind of got off rails, lost track of the journey a little bit. We're just really focused on, different things at the time. And now here we are back to really trying to aggressively pay off debt. So personal loan, we started December with $1,876.41, my friends. It sits at 10% interest. The minimum payment on that loan is $150 a month. For December, we paid $810 to this loan. Is that right? Let me get a calculator here. Yes, okay. The math seemed weird. So we were able to put $810 towards our personal loan in December, which for us is really great given that it's a big holiday month for us. So I'm really happy with that progress. Now, obviously there was a spoiler alert. We did finish the debt binder if you caught the last savings challenge video, and we had a huge chunk of money to throw at our debt. We had already paid like the minimum payment plus some from our magic check at the end of December. And so obviously you guys know that this got paid off on January 2nd, but technically not in December. So we will revisit again in January. Okay, next up we have our City number 2 card. It started December at $4,043. This is on a promotion at 0% until December of this year. The minimum payment is $115, and that is exactly what we paid. Next up, we have our Discover card, also a transfer credit card that sits at 0%. This one's on promotion until June of 2024. So this is our new debt focus going into January. The minimum payment is $147. However, we have been paying $200 towards this debt because that was when we originally transferred to the debt to this credit card. The minimum payment had started at $200, but obviously they knock it down, so we paid $200. I still have a student loan, and if you remember November's debt update, so I never close out a budget from the first to the last day of the month, whatever that is, because I don't get paid on a monthly basis. I get paid on a bi-weekly basis. So I shift my paychecks to suit how I get paid. So, for example, December was, let me look. December paydays for us were the 1st and the 15th. However, we worked to get a little bit ahead our last paycheck in November because our bills were a little off balanced. So all that to say, November essentially got a double student loan payment. December is going to look like no payments happened. And it's just because we paid December's payment early with a November paycheck. So hopefully that makes sense. This absolutely got paid. It just doesn't reflect in the December budget. I think I kept track of that okay. Fingers crossed. Okay, anywho, next up we have our truck payment. Also, if you're new here, yes, we have high auto debt. So we owe a lot on auto loans. And that is because in, oh my gosh, it's going to be 2 years this August. So August of 22. We had a Tacoma that we bought in 2020 right before the pandemic hit, and we got like a really great deal as well as a really good interest rate on that vehicle. Like the timing was just perfection. And in August of 2022, we were rear-ended in a very bad accident, and the truck was completely totaled. So we had to then purchase, obviously, another vehicle, and the truck that we had was very new still with really low miles, and you know, could we have bought a $10,000 car? No, because during that time, new cars were cheaper than used cars, and I'm not kidding you when I say that. My daughter purchased her car in March of the same year, and we paid $1,000 less for a brand new car for the exact same model they had on hand used with like 48,000 miles. So I just think that that old saying of buy a $10,000 beater just doesn't really exist anymore, people. Could we have gotten something less than $60,000? You bet, but we're fine with our decision. You know, we will just pay it off. It's not really something that, it's just what we have to work with, I guess. I don't really know what else I can say about it. But anywho, we started December with $59,493 on our truck. It is at 4%, which is pretty good considering where interest rates have been this past year. And we made the minimum payment of $10,1260. Then we have the Subaru is the vehicle we purchased this year, just a few months following the truck. And it started December at $26,426.55. It's also at 4%. The minimum payment is like $458 and some change. I just rounded up. So $458.31 is what we paid for that. Okay, our mortgage, when I had set this up, was at about $2,300. That's a few dollars over the minimum payment. Again, I just rounded up and throw like $4 extra at principal or whatever. But our mortgage started at $331,492. It's at 3.25. Our mortgage, when we made that escrow payment in December, which ended up being a great choice because remember we used the Harry Potter debt binder that we finished. And instead of being able to put it towards the debt, we put it towards the escrow shortage, so our mortgage didn't go up again, and our mortgage actually came down. So we paid $22.70 for our mortgage in December. I have to get used to that number. It's a weird change when you've been, the last 12 months just at a nice even number. It's hard for me to like wrap my brain around that number. Okay, so let's add up how much we paid in debt in December. We put $4,867 towards our debt. Now, I always subtract my mortgage. I like to see what it was with my mortgage, but then I always subtract it. And that gives us $2,597 towards, these debts outside of our mortgage, because this number obviously doesn't have my mortgage in there. I keep it on this sheet for tracking purposes, but to look at almost $500,000 down here is completely overwhelming. So we are nowhere near mortgage debt payoff. So it's just not something that I bother to look at. Okay, to be able to figure out our new debt balances, we have to look at what January's starting balances are. So that means I'm going to bring you over to the other page. Okay, my friends. So now we are on this other page. It's a monthly net worth tracker. I'm not currently tracking our net worth, but I do use the liabilities section to, track our new month of debt. So we still have all of the same debts. So we're just gonna pull them over to this side, personal loan, and I will list these out and then we'll look at the balances. Okay, my friends, we got all of our debts listed. So let's look at what our January starting balances are. So we started January, well, technically this would have been December 29th because that's our paycheck date. The personal loan was at $1,078.80. Our City 2 was at $3,928. Our Discover was at $7,114. And our student loan was at $6,599.02. And you can see this balance went up about $20, and that's just all that, daily accrued interest that happens. Okay, and then our truck came down to the next 1,000. I love when we come down to the next 1,000, and it is at $58,717.86. Our Subaru is at $26,114.14. And then our mortgage came down to the next 1,000 at $330, $885 and 95 cents. So that's awesome. Okay, what we want to do now is add up the balances minus the mortgage. So what I'm going to do is bring you back over to the other page. Or actually, let's add this up first, I guess. So 1078. Okay, so minus the mortgage, we are at $103,551.82. So now let's come back over to the other page. Okay, my friends, so now we're ready to handle the bottom half of our progress sheet. So our monthly balance is $103,551.82. We're going to carry that over to this side as well. Okay, so if we take December starting balance of $105,732.99 minus January starting balance of $103,551.82, that means we paid off $2,181.17 this month. Not our best month, but a really great month still nonetheless, especially for the month of December. So I'm going to take that as a win all the way to the bank. So let's see. We're so close to being back under $100,000, which is awesome. So let's take our starting balance of $122,819.02 and take away January's starting balance. And that means for 2023, we paid off $19,267.20, my friends. That feels really good, especially because we added quite a bit of debt again this year. So, you know, the journey has certainly not been perfect. We had several setbacks, and every year is going to have its setbacks, but as long as we just keep moving forward, I'm really, really happy with what those numbers turned out. So this is $103,551.82 is what we are going into 2024 with as far as our debt goes. And like I said, spoiler alert, we have already paid off the personal loan, so that is going to be one less debt that you will see knocked out in our January debt update. But that is the debt update portion. Let me zoom you back out, because the next thing I wanted to go through with you guys is we set up some goals for 2024. And I just wanted to kind of share those with you to, you know, so you guys kind of have a vibe of what we're going to be prioritizing our money towards this year. So you should hopefully see that reflected in the budgets and the way we're cash stepping money and that sort of thing. So hold me accountable, my friends. That's what we're all here for, right? Just to lean on each other, learn from each other, and just to support each other. So our debt goals for 2024 are really, really big. There is a good possibility we might not get there, but I want to do everything that I can to try. So our first debt goal is to pay off the Discover card, and that I'm hoping to pay off by June of 2024, so that's 6 months away. And that balance is at $7,114. So that's a huge, huge goal, you guys. My second debt goal of 2024 is going to be to pay off my student loan by December of 2024. And that is another $6,599 in debt that we're looking to pay off the second half of the year. So two very big goals in two very short amount of time. How do we plan to do that? I'm hoping to continue to budget the absolute minimum our paychecks could be and making that work for all our fixed and variable expenses and savings and debt. And then anything above that goes to these goals, either debt or savings, no matter what, doesn't matter. So in total, we are looking to pay off $13,713 in debt this year, on top of minimum payments for the other debts, you guys. So it seems like, oh, that should be no problem if you paid off almost $20,000 this year, but that includes our minimum payments too, you guys. And if you look at our truck payment, that's $1,000 a month right out the window. So it's gonna be a stretch, but I think we can do it. I'm really hoping. I'm hoping both my husband and I see an increase in income, and then I am hoping to continue my side hustle endeavors and put money from those towards our debt and savings as well. So our savings goals for this year are going to be to increase my 401k contributions. Fingers crossed, God willing, I get a raise in March, which is usually when we're up for raises. And I'm going to do kind of what I did this past year, which is, increase my withholdings to kind of keep my payout the same so that I don't really see a difference in the pay and it's just going right into the retirement. I want to save an additional $1,000 in our emergency fund, which if I break it down with how many paychecks are left, that's $40 a paycheck. So I think I have a fun way that I'm going to be working on that. We shall see if it works out. So look for that coming up in probably a savings challenge video. This one's kind of different. I want to save $2,000 for 2024 Christmas. That's probably a lot to a lot of people, and it is to us too, but our family is, it's not, my two older children have, significant others. My son lives with his girlfriend, so it's a pretty serious relationship. For him, my daughter and her boyfriend spend a significant amount of time together. So I would say they're both in pretty serious relationships. And this year we had additional family members for Christmas. So, it's not just the six of us plus my parents and our other family members. We're just growing and it's a beautiful thing. So my goal is $2,000 for Christmas this year, and I want to complete 2 categories in my month ahead binder. So that means I want to have 2 categories like fully funded, which I think we can do because the first 2 are my subscriptions, and I am totally blanking the other one, internet. And so internet $60 and subscriptions I think is probably about $80 now. I need to reevaluate that, but we should be able to do that, I think. And that'll really help us get the snowball going in that month ahead binder. And then as far as just kind of Stefsonabudget goals, I am hoping to possibly hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We'll see. It's been slow going, but that's okay. This number is not what it's all about. I'm just learning so much from you guys and making really great friendships. But, if we don't set goals, we don't push ourselves. So 2,000 subscribers, and then I'd like to add 5 new Etsy listings each month into my Etsy shop. So those are the goals we're looking at for 2024. If you've made it this far and you're not done listening to me ramble, thank you so much for being here. The one last thing, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts, opinions, feedback. So we, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I need a new double wall oven. We're not getting out of another month without replacing the ones that we have. It keeps going in and out, and I'm terrified it's going to be to the point where I can't cook a meal. So we also are going to get a new microwave. We have a home sinking fund, but there is only $220 sitting in there right now, and we are working towards increasing that, but obviously that's not going to cover a new microwave and a double wall oven. So I think it will cover our microwave that we chose, which just leaves the double wall ovens. Home Depot has a really great sale. So I think we will probably be under $2,500 I think like by the time you pay for them to like install and take out your old oven and all that, sometimes that adds quite a bit. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. But I'm hoping under $2,500. So what would you do? Would you, I mean, I don't really know what my options are in all honesty. I guess it's more of, I think what our plan is going to be is we have a promo deal from Home Depot that if we spend over $2,000 essentially, it's 18 months, 0% interest, as long as you get it paid off. Now, if you go past the 18 months, all that deferred interest is going to hit your card no matter what. So it would be an absolute situation where 18 months it had to be paid off. It's really kind of the only thing I can think of. Or would you completely empty out your emergency fund to do that? I am not really comfortable doing that. That just really scares me. But at the same time, you know, is that what the emergency fund is for when big things like this come up? I'm not really sure what I want to do. I think after talking with my husband, we're probably leaning towards adding the debt, unfortunately, which just really sucks. But this is what I mean by there's always setbacks, and you know, we just got to keep moving forward. So let me know in the comments below how you would handle that. Would you empty an emergency fund? Would you go with the 0% interest? I feel pretty confident that in a year and a half we could pay that off. But I mean, I don't know, things come up all the time. So, okay, I will stop chewing your ears off, my friends. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Hit that subscribe button if this is your first one and you want to stick around and see how we do in 2024. There's a notification bell you can hit that'll tell you when all my new videos get posted. And that's going to do it for me, my friends. I hope you're having a great start to your new year. I hope you crushed your goals last year and have set some really great ones for yourselves this year. Again, if you're new to budgeting, I'm so happy for you. Just even starting is a big step. So congratulations to those of you who are just starting your budgeting journey. But that's going to do it, friends. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.